Minasan, konnichiwa, jamu desu, and welcome to Hikari Online Class. For today's lesson ay pag-aaralan natin ang Lesson 7 ng ating grammar discussion. Are you ready? Dewa hajimemashou. Okay, so our first grammar structure here is noun. Tools means the verb. Okay? So the particle de indicates a method or a mean used for an action. So as you can see, particle de, okay? So in our past lessons, we already know that particle de also indicates the vehicle to use to go to some action. Next, it could also be a place of an action. And here is the other function of particle de is a method or a means used for an action. Okay? So ito yung pangatlong paggamit ni particle de. So, for example, in this picture, as you can see in this picture, gumagamit siya ng chopsticks sa pagkain. Okay? So, let's assume that she's one of the Japanese. So, you can say, ang mga Japanese ay gumagamit ng chopsticks sa pagkain. So, Nihonjin wa, okay, chopstick is hashi. Okay? Hashi de tabemasu. Okay? Again, Nihonjin wa hashi de tabemasu. Okay? So, since si Nihonjin yung topic natin, siya yung particle wa. Since kung hashi or chopsticks yung ginagamit niya sa pagkain to do the action, so that means hashi is in particle de. Okay? Another example, as you can see, he is or she is writing a report in Japanese. Okay. For example, ikaw yung nagsusulat na gamit ang Japanese language. Watashi wa Nihongo de ripoto o kakimasu. Again, watashi wa Nihongo de ripoto o kakimasu. So that means, ikaw yung subject. So that's what watashi wa. Okay? Tapos, Nihongo de. Nihongo is Japanese. Okay? Yung language na ginagamit mo or means sa ginagamit mo for the report. Okay? So, kung anong sinusulat mo, siya yung particle o, which is the report. Okay? That's why this sentence is Watashi wa Nihongo de reporto o kakimasu. Sinusulat ko ang report ko in Japanese language. Okay? Another example here is a girl cutting the paper with the scissor. So, ginugupit niya ang papel gamit ang gunting. So, gunting in Japanese is hasami. Okay? Hasami de kami o kirimasu. Kirimasu means to cut. Okay? So, ginagamit niya ang gunting para putulin or gupitin ang papel. Hasami de kami o kirimasu. Okay? Another example here is a conversation of a two-person. Okay? So, let's read it. Nande tabemasu ka? Nande tabemasu ka? Okay, so ito yung tanong. Ano yung ginagamit mo pag kumakain ka? Nande tabemasu ka? Supun to fuku de tabemasu. Okay? Supun to fuku de tabemasu. I eat with spoon and fork. Okay? So, gumagamit ako ng kutsara at tinidor pag kumakain. Okay? So, another sentence structure here in lesson 7. The second one is word sentence wa nani nani go de nan desu ka? So, that means this question is used to ask how to say a word or a sentence in other languages. So, nani nani blank in language de nandesu ka? So when you put go into countries' names, so that means that is their language. For example, Philippine, okay? When you put this go here, that means you are speaking Filipino, okay? That means this kanji here is read as go, so go means language of that country, okay? For example, here is a conversation. Let's read it. Book wa nihongo de nan desu ka? What is book in Japanese? Okay, what is book in Japanese? Book wa nihongo de hon desu. Okay, book in Japanese is hon. Again, book wa nihongo de hon desu. So, let's try again to read the A and B. Book wa nihongo de nan desu ka? Book wa nihongo de hon desu. Okay, so remember that the interrogative used here is nan. Okay, what? So you just put the answer into that place also. Okay, so hon desu. Okay, so you just can simply answer hon desu, but it's better if you complete the sentence while answering to be more polite. Okay? Okay, another example here is, hospital wa nihongo de byoin desu. Okay? Hospital wa nihongo de byoin desu. Hospital in Japanese is byoin. Okay, hospital in Japanese is byoin. Okay, another example. Arigato wa Philippine go de salamat desu. Okay? Arigato wa Philippine go de salamat desu. Okay? Arigato in Filipino is salamat. Arigato in Filipino is salamat. Arigato wa Philippine go de salamat desu. Okay, next. Kuruma wa ego de car desu. Ego is English. Okay? Kuruma wa ego de car desu. Okay? So, kuruma in English is car. Kuruma in English is car. Kuruma wa ego de car desu. Okay? And the last one, arigato wa ego de thank you desu. Arigato wa ego de thank you desu. Okay? Arigato in English is thank you. Arigato in English is thank you. Okay, so now you can ask how to translate something into a specific language. Next up is noun person ni agemasu and etc. Okay? Noun person ni agemasu. Agemasu is to give. Okay? So verbs like agemasu, kashimasu, oshemasu. Okay? So person whom you give, lend, or teach. Okay? Give is agemasu, kashimasu is lend, and oshemasu is teach. So, all of these person to whom you give, to whom you lend, or to whom you teach is person ni. Kung sino yung binigyan mo, kung sino yung pinahiram mo, or kung sino yung tinuruan, siya yung particle ni. Okay? So, for example, here is the sentence structure. Si person wa, person to, okay, si person wa, siya yung lender, siya yung nagpahiram. Si person 2 naman, siya yung borrower. Kaya, siya yung particle ni. Okay? Si lender yung particle wa kasi siya yung nagpahiram. Person 2 is the borrower, so siya yung pinahiram, siya yung particle ni. And object is particle o, then verb kashimasu. Okay? The same with agemasu, give. Okay? So, kung sino yung nagbigay, siya yung particle wa. Kung sino yung binigyan, siya yung particle ni. At kung ano naman yung object, still particle o. The same as with oshemasu, sa nagturo. Okay? Kung ikaw yung nagturo or kung sino yung nagturo, siya yung particle wa. Kung sino yung tinuruan, siya yung particle ni. And kung ano yung itinuro, yun yung particle o. Okay ba? So let's have an example here. So this boy is Yamada, okay? And this girl named Kimura. Okay? So sasabihin mo, binigyan ni Yamada-sang si Kimura-sang ng bulaklak. Okay, so our verb here is binigyan. Okay? Binigay na. Means past na. Nangyari na. That means our verb becomes from agemas becomes agemashita. Okay? Past tense. Agemashita. Binigyan ni Yamada si Kimura ng bulaklak. So our person 1 here is Yamada-san. Our person 2 here is Kimura-san. And kung ano yung object na ibinigay is hana or the flower. Okay? Again, kung sino yung nagbigay, siya yung particle wa. Kung sino yung binigyan, siya yung particle ni. At kung ano naman ang binigay, siya yung particle o. So that makes the sentence, Yamada-san wa Kimura-san ni hana o agemashita. Okay, again, Yamada-san wa Kimura-san ni hana o agemashita. Okay, nakuha ba? So here's another example. So as you can see is pinapahiram ni Ben si Maku ng lapis. Okay? So pinahiram. When you say pinahiram na, so kashimasu become kashimashita. Nagawa na ang isang verb. So that means kashimashita. Okay? So our person 1 here, so si lender natin or ang nagpahiram is Ben. Ang nanghiram is Maku-san, and yung pinahiram na object is impetsu, which is lapis. Okay? So again, ang lender is particle wa. Okay? Yung borrower natin or yung nanghiram is particle ni. At kung ano yung bagay na ipinahiram ay particle o. So that makes the sentence as Ben-san wa Maku-san ni impitsu o kashimashita. Again, Ben-san wa Maku-san ni impitsu o kashimashita. Okay? Next up is another example of the teacher teaching the students. Okay? Teacher teaching the students. Okay? So, teach or to teach. Okay? So, since si teacher is habitual thing naman or mostly araw-araw nang ginagawa ang pagtuturo, so our verb is remain in a mass form. Okay? Oshemasu. Okay? So, si teacher is sensei. Okay? Our learners, which is ang student in Japanese is gakusei. At kung ano yung tinuturo ni teacher, siya yung object, which is nihongo. Okay? So, si teacher ay nagtuturo ng nihongo sa mga students. So, that means, si sensei yung ating particle wa, kasi siya yung nagtuturo. Gakusei ang ating particle ni, kasi sila yung tinuturuan, at nihongo ang ating particle o, kasi ito yung tinuturo. Okay, so that would make the sentence as Sensei wa gakusei ni Nihongo o oshemasu. Okay, again. Sensei wa gakusei ni Nihongo o oshemasu. Okay? So, note with verbs like okurimasu, then wa o kakimasu, place nouns can be used instead of person. So, in this case, the particle e is used instead of ni. Okay, okurimasu, okay, to send. Okay, kung may ipinadala ka or may tatawagan ka, so sa taong papadalhan mo or sa taong tatawagan mo, it is in particle e. Okay, so instead of ni, kasi tao siya, so papadalhan mo ng isang bagay, so dun papunta yung movement ng action, so that would be particle e. Okay? Okay, next, an example for that is, watashi wa hoteru e denwa o takimasu. Okay? Tumawag ako sa hotel. Denwa o kakimasu. Yun yung verb ng tumawag. So, watashi wa hoteru e denwa o kakimasu. Okay? Tumawag ka. So, dun papunta yung action mo. So, the action is a movement. So, sa kanya, napupunta yung action mo, kaya particle e. Okay? Another example is okurimasu. Okay? May ipinadala ka sa Philippines. For example, pinadala kang baggage or balikbayan bag sa Philippines. So, you will say, Philippine e nimutsu o okurimashita. Okay? Nimutsu is baggage. Okay? Philippine e nimutsu o okurimashita. May pinadala ka, may pinadala akong baggage sa Philippines. Okay? So, dun papunta yung action na okurimasu. Kaya, particle e siya. Okay? Next, another sentence pattern is non-person ni moraimasu. Okay? Moraimasu is to receive. May kanina yung nagbigay. Okay? Binigay mo yung action. Ngayon naman, natanggap mo. Okay? So, with verbs like moraimasu, harimasu, naraimasu, so, express action from receiving side. Ito naman yung mga tumanggap ng action. Okay? Moraimasu is to receive. Kashimasu is naghiram. And naraimasu, natuto. Okay? Again, moraimasu, receive, nagtanggap. Okay? Or nakatanggap. Harimasu is nanghiram or manghihiram. Naraimasu is matututo or natuto. Okay? The persons whom you receive those actions are marked with ni. Okay? Kung kanino mo naman natanggap, kanino mo naman hiniram, or kanino mo naman natutunan ang isang bagay, siya naman yung particle ni. Okay? For example, here. Person wa, person to ni, object o karimasu. Okay? So, that would mean si borrower yung, okay, this time, si borrower, sinanghiram na naman yung particle wa natin kasi siya yung gumagawa ng action. Okay? Si particle, or si person to, which is still lender naman, so yung nagpahiram, ang particle object. The same with the object, kung ano yung object mo, siya pa din yung particle o. Okay? The same with the moraimasu. Okay? Na-receive, natanggap. Okay? Dito naman, kung sino yung nakatanggap, siya yung particle wa. Kung sino yung nagbigay sa kanya, siya yung particle ni. At kung ano naman yung object, yun pa rin particle o. The same as use narimasu. Okay? Kung sino yung natuto, siya yung particle wa. Kung sino yung nagturo, siya yung particle ni. For that, and kung ano yung itinuro, pa din ang particle o. Okay? So, let's try an example here. So, the same teacher. Okay? This is Yamada-san. This is Kimura-san. But our sentence here is, nakatanggap si Kimura ng bulaklak galing kay Yamada-san. Okay? Okay? Nakatanggap si Kimura ng bulaklak kay Yamada-san. Okay, so our term in nakatanggap means received. Okay? Moraimashita. Okay? Nakatanggap na siya. So, kung sino yung nakatanggap, siya yung person wa. Siya yung receiver. So, that means, siya si Kimura-san. Kung sino naman yung nagbigay, siya si Yamada-san. At kung ano yung ibinigay, that is yung bulaklak. In Japanese, hana. Okay? So, our particle wa is the receiver. Ang nakatanggap, Kimura-san wa. Ang nagbigay, particle ni, which is Yamada-san. And ang ibinigay is hana. So that makes the sentence as, Kimura-san wa Yamada-san ni hana o moraimashita. Okay, again, Kimura-san wa Yamada-san ni hana o moraimashita. So that means, nakatanggap si Kimura ng bulaklak kay Yamada. Okay? Another example here is Ben and Mark. Okay? The same situation, but sasabihin natin ngayon na nanghiram or nakahiram ng lapis si Mako kay Ben. Okay? So, nakahiram. So, karimashita. Since it is past, nangyari na, ginawa na si verb. So, karimas, to borrow, and borrowed. Okay, nakahiram na, karimashita. Okay, kung sino yung nanghiram, siya yung person 1 natin, which is si Mako-san. Okay? Kung kanino siya nanghiram, that would be Ben. Okay? At kung ano yung object na hiniram niya, that is lapis in Japanese, inpetsu. Okay? Again, let's put the borrower, kung sino yung nanghiram, siya yung particle wa. So that would be Mako-san wa. Kung sino yung nagpahiram kay Mako, siya yung particle ni. At kung ano naman yung pinahiram sa kanya, ito yung particle o. So that makes the sentence as, Mako-san wa Ben-san ni inpitsu o karimashita. Again, Mako-san wa Ben-san ni inpitsu o karimashita. Nakahiram si Mako ng lapis kay Ben. Okay? Or nanghiram si Mako ng lapis kay Ben. Okay? Yes? Okay, another example here is, okay, as you can see, this is always, everyday, that this would be an habitual thing. So, natututo. Okay? Natututo ang mga students natututo ang mga students ng Nihongo kay teacher. Okay? The sentence is, natututo ang mga students ng Nihongo kay teacher. Okay? So, natuto means naraimas. Okay? Natututo means naraimas. This is habitual thing that is, okay, that's why naraimas yung gamit natin. Okay? So, kung sino yung natututo, siya yung learner, that means the gakosei. Kung kanino sila natututo, means kay teacher, siya yung sensei. Okay? At kung ano yung natutunan nila, it is Nihongo. Okay? So, gakosei wa sensei ni Nihongo o naraimasu. Okay? Again, gakosei wa sensei ni Nihongo o naraimasu. Okay? So, natututo ang student ng Nihongo ay teacher. Okay? Natututo ang mga students ng Japanese language kay teacher. Okay? So, klaro ba? So, kung sino yung gumagawa ng action, siya palagi ang particle 1. Okay? Okay, so, note this one. Kara is sometimes used instead of ni in this sentence pattern. Okay, so to the last part, when you receive action, sometimes we use kara. When you receive something from organization like a school or a company, only kara is used. Okay, kung natanggap mo naman ang isang bagay from a school or organization, so kara is used. So, remember, kara means from. You can just ask, I received my certificate from the school. Okay? So you use kara in having that sentence. Okay? Gakko kara, certificate o moraimashita. Okay? Gakko kara, certificate o moraimashita. So you can use that word. Okay? Or you can have, okay, I received a gift from my company. Okay? Watashi wa kaisha kara presento o moraimashita. Okay? Watashi wa kaisha kara presento o moraimashita. I received a gift from my company. Okay? So, just like this one, you can use Kimura-san wa Yamada-san kara hana o moraimashita. Okay? Ni or kara is okay also. Next, ginko kara okani o karimashita. Okay? Nanghiram ako ng pera from the bank. Okay? Or galing sa bangko. Ginko kara okani o karimashita. I lend a money from the bank. Ginko kara okani o karimashita. Okay? Next sentence pattern. Mo verb mashita. Okay? Mo verb mashita. Mo means already, and it used with verb mashita. So, since already ginawa mo na ang action, so in this case, the verb mashita, that action has been finished. Okay? So, since ginawa mo na si action, when you use mo, always makes the verb in a past. The answer to the question is, hai mo verb mashita or iie mada desu. For example, mo hiru gohan o tabemashita ka? Did you already eat lunch? Hai, mo tabemashita. Yes, I ate. Okay? Okay. Yes, I already ate. So you can say, hai, mo tabemashita. Okay? Or, mo hiru gohan o tabemashita ka? Kumain ka na ba ng tanghalian? Hai, mo tabemashita. Oo, kumain na ako. Okay? Next, in giving a negative answer to this type of question, you should not use verb masen deshita. Okay? Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin si verb masen deshita as this simply means you did not do the specific task rather than you have not done it yet. So, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin si verb masen deshita kasi that means hindi mo ginawa si bagay. Okay? It simply means na hindi mo ginawa yung isang bagay. Rather than hindi mo pa nagagawa. Okay? So, magkaiba siya. So, hindi mo pa nagawa sa hindi mo pa nagagawa. So, that, okay. Here's an example for that. Mo, hiru gohan o tabemashita ka? Kumain ka na ba ng tanghalian? Did you already eat lunch? Iie tabimasen deshita. Okay? Iie tabimasen deshita is wrong. Okay? Simply na hindi mo ginawa si bagay. Hindi ka talaga kumain. Rather than sabihin mong hindi pa ako kumakain is, instead of using iie tabimasen deshita, you would rather say iie mada desu. No, hindi pa. Okay? That means hindi, no, hindi pa, or no, not yet. O, hindi ko pa ginagawa si verb. No, not yet, or iye, mada, this. Okay? So that's the end for our lesson 7 minasang, and I hope you learned something for this lesson. So, gambate kudasai, keep practicing, and see you again next time. Goodbye!